This is the review video to prepare for the test when you come back from winter break on direct objects and conjunctions. First thing is conjunctions. That's what our test is over, conjunctions and direct objects. Conjunctions connect two or more words, phrases, or clauses. All right, and we're going to go over each and every one of those. And as we do that, this is going to end up being a review back from all the way from the beginning, okay? So there are three types of conjunctions: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative. We know about coordinating and correlative. 7 coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Those need to be memorized. Coordinating conjunctions connect two elements of the same type. So if they're connecting two words, they're going to be the same type of word, like two nouns, dog or cat. Correlative conjunctions act just like coordinating conjunctions, except they have more than one word, like not only and but also. When there are two or more elements connected by a conjunction, those elements are called compound. Now, subjects and verbs. In order to have a sentence, you have to have 1 a subject, 2 a verb, and 3 a complete thought. Okay? Sentences are also known as independent clauses. A subject is a noun. It's a person, place, thing, or idea. There are other noun jobs. We know 3 noun jobs. The one that all clauses must have is the noun job of subject. The subject in the sentence is who or what the sentence is all about. It's the person or the thing that's doing the action in the sentence. And that brings us to the verb. The action in the sentence brings us to the verb. Verbs express an action or state of being. A verb in a sentence states what the subject of the sentence is doing or being. So here are some examples of independent clauses. Fish swim, or sentences. Fish swim, students learn, parents worry, teachers talk, friends listen. Here are some that are not sentences. Fish only. Okay, that's 2 words, but it's not a sentence. There's no verb. The fish aren't doing anything. Okay, so this would not be a sentence. Older students. Again, 2 words, but not a sentence because there's no verb. Students aren't doing anything. Okay. Always worries. Worries is a verb, but there's no subject now. Who always worries? What always worries? Okay, and again, can talk. 2 words, but no subject. Who can talk? Happy friends, no verb. Happy friends do what? They're not doing anything. There's no action. So you have to have a subject and a verb and a complete thought to have a sentence or an independent clause. All right, let's diagram these. This is your basic sentence diagram right here, this T. Your subject goes on this side, always, and your verb goes on this side, always. Because we know sentences have to have a subject and a verb, you're always going to have this line right here is always going to exist. Because the subject always goes here and the verb always goes here. So this cross line, this up and down line right here, you'll always have that in every diagram. All right, so fish swim. There's your example. Right now, types of sentences. 4 types of sentences: declarative, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory. Declarative sentences are like the ones on the previous slide. Fish swim. They make a statement. Interrogative sentences ask a question. Imperative sentences give commands. All right. The imperative sentences don't state a subject, but it's understood that the subject is the person being commanded or the person being spoken to. All right, so here's an example. Go to the office. When you read that, the reader is the subject, or you who is doing the reading, or you who is being spoken to. Go to the office. So the reader is the subject, and we call that understood you, and we diagram it with parentheses like this. It looks like this right here. That's called understood you. Okay, it's the sentence. Understood you is the subject in a sentence like go to the office. The command, the reader, if you were to see that on a piece of paper, you would know that that command is referring to you. You are the one that should go to the office. Okay, so that's called understood you. Diagramming that. Here we have our declarative sentences. Here we have our imperative sentences. So still subject, verb, okay? So in the declarative type, you're going to have boys play, okay? With the interrogative, you're going to have understood you, wait, okay? This is how you would diagram that. The wait, basically, it's talking to you, right? Okay. Compound sentences. Now we're going to get into reviewing for our test. We're talking about compound sentences, which means we're going to connect two sentences or two independent clauses with a conjunction, all right? Remember, conjunctions connect two or more words, phrases, or clauses, and when we're talking about sentences, we're talking about independent clauses. When two elements are connected by conjunction, we call them compound, which is why we're talking about compound sentences. Two independent clauses or sentences connected by a coordinating conjunction is called a compound sentence. So far, so good? All right, example, boys play and men work. Very simple sentences, right? To diagram those, you're going to do one clause at a time. Subject, verb, subject, verb. So we're going to start with the first clause, boys play. Boys play, okay? Then we're going to do the second one, men work. And then we're going to connect the two, the dotted line, and put our conjunction on the dotted line, okay? This dotted line and adding the conjunction is how we connect all compound elements, right? To diagram a conjunction, you just put a dotted line between the two elements being connected and add the conjunction. So here we go, we're going to keep going. This is an example of a compound sentence, diagram of a compound sentence. Right, compound subjects. Here we have two subjects, fish and dolphins swim, boys or girls play, parents and teachers worry, students and teachers learn. So in all of these situations, we have one verb and two subjects doing the action, fish and dolphins swim. So there's our T, okay, subject side, verb side. Because we have two subjects, we need two lines over here. So we split that line into half and then we make two lines. So we can now put fish and dolphins swim. And there's that dotted line connecting the two words that are being connected by the conjunction, add the conjunction. Okay, let's do one more. Two subject lines, make our T, students and teachers learn. So we have two subjects. So always, there's that vertical line I told you would always be there, okay? Because on the left side of that line, you're going to have your subject. On the right side of that line, you're going to have your verb. And in this case, you split the subject side because you have compound subjects. Okay, these are compound subjects connected by coordinating conjunctions. This brings us to compound verbs. In these sentences, we have one subject, but two verbs connected by a coordinating conjunction. So you have fish, eat and swim, students listen and learn, parents work and rest, friends sit and talk. So again, start with that T, and this time we're going to split the verb side. Here's that vertical cross. Subject goes on the left, verb goes on the right, but since we have compound verbs this time, we have to split the verb side, okay? So we get friends, sit, and talk. We put the coordinating conjunction on the dotted line connecting the two elements that are connected in the sentence. Now, what if you have compound subject and verb? Well, here's an example. Boys and girls listen and learn. In this case, we have our T, but we have to split the subject side for boys and girls, and we also have to split the verb side for listen and learn. And then you have compound subject and compound verb. Okay, so in this case up here we have compound verb, down here we have compound subject and compound verb. This is the last slide for this part of the review. This prepares you to do the first page in your packet. Should be fairly straightforward. It's page 3, diagramming subjects and predicates, practice activity 1. You should have no problems doing that, but if you have any problems, you can always send me a message. I'm not really going anywhere for a break. I've got people coming to visit, but I will be able to answer questions online if you have any. Okay, so do page 3 and then come back for part 2 of the review, and hope you're enjoying your time off from school.